If you've been thinking, maybe I'm just not good enough, that might be true. Maybe you haven't got enough reps in yet, or developed a strong style, or maybe your work is still a little bit inconsistent. If your portfolio isn't quite there yet, clients will pick someone who's a bit further along. That's just how it works, and getting to that point takes time. But that's not the only reason people don't get hired. I've seen illustrators who are talented, skilled, and a pleasure to work with go months without work, not because they're not good enough, but because they weren't visible, they weren't memorable, and they weren't easy to hire. So in this video, I'm going to show you why visibility matters just as much as talent and what to focus on if you want to start landing client work, even if you're not the best yet. Let's talk about something that frustrates a lot of illustrators and other creatives too. You scroll through Instagram, you see someone land a dream job, and your first thought is, really? Them? And then the second thought creeps its way in. I could do a better job than they did. Why am I not getting hired? These thoughts are uncomfortable because they tap into our insecurities. And if you sit with it for a while, you do want other people to do well and you want to support your fellow artists. Of course you do. But it's natural to feel a bit of jealousy, bitterness even, and it feels icky. But these thoughts pop into our head and make us feel like shit. I get it. You think I don't feel like that after 5 years on YouTube when I see people getting 50,000 subscribers in 6 months? Of course I do. But you know what? You might be right. Because the truth is, clients don't always hire the best artist. They hire the one they remembered, or the one who they've seen recently, or the one who looks like a safe bet. And here's where a lot of good illustrators get stuck. They believe that if they were just a bit better, or more polished, or had a few more examples in their portfolio, then the work would come. So they beaver away in private, making more work, and they quietly post it on their website. But it doesn't work. Yes, leveling up your skills and making more great work is a good thing. That's what this channel is all about. I've represented artists for 10 years and I've worked with tiny independent magazines all the way up to the biggest brands in the world, and the work has to be good enough. That's the baseline. But once you're above that baseline, improving your skills won't help if no one knows who you are, you never share anything, or you share it in a way that doesn't engage people, or you appear to be unavailable, inconsistent, or hard to work with. The creative industry doesn't reward hidden geniuses. It rewards the people who show up. So if you've ever caught yourself thinking, I'm good enough, why am I not getting hired? You're asking the wrong question. The better question is, how can I make sure the right people see me? And that's what this video is about. Clients aren't judging you like it's a competition. They're not ranking every illustrator in the world and picking the best one. Most of the time, it goes like this. They've got a deadline, they need a certain style, and they're thinking, who do I know who can do this without making it complicated? And that's it. They're looking for someone good enough, who is reliable, easy to get hold of, and often somebody who they're already familiar with. Don't get me wrong, art buyers and art directors at big brands and design and advertising agencies are usually looking for the best creative talent they can get, and they're really good at their job, so they grow their network of trusted and talented people. But most clients aren't looking for the best artist. They hire artists who are familiar to them already, where they've seen their work regularly, who feel like a safe choice. That means consistent and active and reliable, or artists who have been recommended to them, or an artist that they bookmarked 2 months ago on LinkedIn but haven't had the right project until now. They don't have time to launch into a big research project to find undiscovered talent every time they need an illustrator. They've got deadlines and they need their problem solved with the least amount of fuss. So the real question is, how do you become that person? The one they remember, the one they feel confident hiring even if they don't really know you, or the one they're familiar with because they've seen your work regularly for the last few months. So we're going to get into how you can make yourself more visible, memorable, and trusted without shouting or selling out or turning into a full-time content creator. So this big build-up is really about getting you to think about your own marketing. You don't have to be an influencer or film yourself or be on every platform. It's more about building a system that keeps you visible without burning you out. Show up strategically, not constantly. You don't need to post every day, but you do need to show signs of life. A lot of good illustrators with healthy social media followings have given up on it in recent years since the Instagram algorithm changed and no longer rewarded them for simply sharing their work. Understandable, but also a massive waste of the network they've built up. So it doesn't work the same way it used to. So what? Learn how it works now and rekindle the connection you have with your audience. That's what I've been doing for the last 7 or 8 months. I've learned what works on LinkedIn, Threads, and Instagram. I don't have massive followings anywhere, but I grew my following on LinkedIn by 250% in 30 days. 500% on Threads in 8 weeks, and I've grown Instagram from 6,000 to 10,000 followers in 5 weeks, and I'll have doubled it by the end of this month. It can be done. My situation is a little different because I'm doing educational content, but I've got a whole video here of ideas you can use to get back into marketing yourself as an artist on social media. If you don't find something useful in that video, then I'll give you your money back. Clients are more likely to hire artists that they've seen recently, so the goal is familiarity. Just being in their consciousness enough for them to remember you when the right project comes along. Repeat yourself deliberately. It's hard coming up with new ideas and new work all the time, and it's a struggle to make sure the followers you do have actually see what you post. For a lot of people, it seems to be between 5 and 10% of the people that follow them actually see their content. That sucks, but it does mean you can repost, remix, and experiment with different formats. Some people will see more stories, others prefer reels, and others like carousels. You can talk about one project 3 or 4 different ways over the course of a few weeks, no problem. Just because you get bored of it doesn't mean your audience will, because not every person will see every different format you post. So you can diversify even on one platform, and you can become more visible. And even if they do see it more than once, that's a good thing. When was the last time you bought something after only seeing one advert for it? We need to see an advert or hear about a product up to like 11, maybe more times now before we're familiar enough to consider buying it. Make yourself easy to hire. If someone lands on your profile, can they immediately tell what kind of work you do, what kinds of projects you're good at, and how to contact you? You've got to be clear and present an online presence that communicates that you are easy to work with. Update your bio, pin your best work, add a contact button, link to your portfolio website. Put yourself in the shoes of an art director who's stressed about a deadline. Tell them who you are, what you're good at, and how to contact you as efficiently as possible. Become familiar to clients. Cold emailing sucks, we all know that, but it's not about getting one reply to one email. It's about sending updates on your work regularly so that an art director can become familiar with what you do and remember your style when an appropriate project comes along. I've talked about that at length on the channel, but it's important to introduce yourself to clients directly, not just to hope they'll find you online, because they probably won't. Be a safe bet. I mentioned clients hire artists who are a safe bet earlier in the video, and I want to explain what I mean there a bit more. It means looking like someone who takes this seriously. Building a network and a personal brand is part of that, but it's about making yourself look like someone who's dedicated to their craft, showing up consistently, connected to the industry, and ideally trusted by other clients. Again, clients don't really want to take a risk when they hire a freelancer. That would make their life more complicated, and nobody wants that. Show that you can do the job well without any drama. You can be fun and show your personality, but you've got to be professional. So just to recap, you don't need to be the best illustrator in the world to get hired. You need to be visible, memorable, and easy to work with. That's what makes you a safe bet, and that's who clients want to hire. Show your work, make yourself easy to find, and stop waiting to be discovered. If you want to know how to make yourself more visible to clients, this video outlines the 5 ways that you can do that. See you next time.